A long time ago, in a peaceful forest, there lived a gentle and wise saint. He stayed alone in a small cave, spending his days in meditation and helping anyone who needed guidance. One evening, while sitting at the entrance of his cave, a tiny mouse suddenly dropped to the ground after slipping from the beak of a crow. The poor creature was injured and shaking in fear, barely alive after the fall. The saint lifted it with care, brought it inside, and offered it a few grains to eat. From that moment on, the mouse began living with him. Every day, the saint fed the little animal, and slowly the mouse became healthy and plump. One day, Cat roaming the forest noticed the naufed mouse near the cave and rushed toward it, ready to attack. Terrified, the mouse ran inside and hid behind the saint's robes, begging him to save its life. The saint drove the cat away, but the fear in the mouse's eyes touched his heart. The cat will return, the saint thought, and I cannot always stand here to protect him. So he used his spiritual energy and changed the mouse into a cat, so it would no longer have to fear its old predator. Now living as a cat, the mouse wandered the forest without worry and felt content. But one day, a wild dog noticed the cat and chased it aggressively. Once again, the frightened cat ran to the saint, hid behind him, and asked for help. The saint realized the danger still followed him, so he transformed the cat into a dog. As a dog, the mouse roamed freely for a while. But soon a tiger spotted the dog and charged after it. The terrified dog ran straight back to the cave, trembling all over. The saint, seeing his fear again, showed compassion and turned the dog into a powerful tiger. Now the mouse who had gone from cat to dog to tiger became the ruler of the forest. Every creature stepped aside in his presence, and he lived without fear. But one day, while walking through the forest, he encountered a hunter. The man lifted his gun and fired. The loud blast frightened the tiger so much that he bolted back to the cave, crying out, "Please save me from the hunter. He will hurt me." The saint felt pity for him once more. After chanting a sacred mantra, he transformed the tiger into a human being. As a man, the former mouse felt thrilled. He felt strong, important, and respected. He began visiting a nearby village, mingling with the people, and after some time, he started thinking about marriage, a home, and a settled family life. But then, a troubling thought crept into his mind. I was once a mouse, and the saint is the only one who knows. If he tells anyone, they will mock me. They will stop respecting me. That fear slowly turned into something darker. What if I silence the saint? Then no one will ever know the truth. Holding a sharp tool, he walked toward the cave with harmful intentions. But the moment he stepped inside, the saint looked directly at him. He could see everything, the fear, the anger, and the desire to harm. Before the man could take another step, the saint chanted a mantra and turned him back into a tiny mouse. The little creature squeaked in terror and ran away from the cave, never returning. This story carries a powerful lesson. If we fail to manage our thoughts, those thoughts will begin to manage us. The mouse was given everything: strength, status, even the life of a human being. But a single dark thought, allowed to grow, led to his downfall. It began in the mind, and it ended with him losing it all. In our own lives, negative thoughts, whether jealousy, fear, or anger, can quietly expand if we don't pay attention to them. They influence how we see the world, affect our decisions, and eventually show up in our actions and our future. Today, we live in a world full of distractions, comparisons, judgments, and constant pressure to succeed. Our minds are more unsettled than ever. That is why becoming aware of what we're thinking is so important. Every major success and every major failure first begins in the mind. If you can guide your thoughts, you can shape your future. But if you ignore them, even a single thought can undo everything you've built.
If you ignore them, they shape you.